Hey everybody, Chris Barker here. I wanted to make a quick video about how I create these videos and the MIDI files. A lot of people have a lot of questions in the comments. I didn't care to write those down, so I may miss some of them. But I do kind of want to give you an overview of kind of how I do this, maybe answer some of your questions. But if you have others, comment and I'll try to respond as quickly as possible. Uh, so just to get off on the right hand of like why I created these originally, I get a lot of questions about sheet music. And if I was going to make sheet music, I would do it kind of like everybody else does. You'll see that the process I have is a lot different. Sheet music, you basically put things to a grid or to a clock or to a click, and you just input stuff, information, notes in the right spots. And a lot of people do that online. That's great and fine. A lot of people want to read sheet music. Kind of the reason I started this was to help train my ear to get better at picking out songs. Um, and really, the idea of the MIDI files is so that you can download them. There's free applications or GarageBand or other applications that you can use, and that way you can take what he's playing, listen to them, stop them, change keys, slow them down, loop them. There's a lot of things you can do for practice so that you can learn how to play those songs like he does. And I'll get into kind of the way I do it when I get to that spot, and you'll know why I do it the way I do it. So typically, what I just do is download a YouTube video, convert it to like an MP3, drop it in Logic Pro on the laptop, and I do use a software called Piano Tech, which is a piano modeling software. So that's the piano sounds you hear from me a lot of the times on the videos. I overlay the original audio, so you can hear it better on the video. So that's the piano software I'm using in Logic. Um, but really, all I do, I rarely have used stem splitters to bring out the piano part. I think probably on less than 5 of these videos have I used stem splitters uh, because it takes out frequencies a lot of times when there's a big band, and it's just harder, honestly, to do that sometimes. I have used it before, but very rarely. Most of the times, to get as much piano sound as I can, I will EQ the MP3, and if there's a higher part I can't hear quite as well, I'll EQ it to where I can hear that frequency range. Or if there's a lower part I can't hear, I'll EQ it to where that stands out a little bit more too. Um, but really, all I do. So here's the process. This is what takes so long. So I can figure out what they're playing pretty quick just because I've done this so much. Uh, Really, where the MIDI files come into play and why it's so different and why it takes so long is, let's say, even if it's a ballad, I can play hands together, for maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 measures if I'm really lucky. Um, and I will loop that and just play it and play it and play it, not to figure it out, but I'm trying to get the inflections of like this note standing out a little bit more than this note. The left hand is a little softer right here. I'm trying to get all the inflections in whoever's playing on that recording so that if you hear the MIDI file, it sounds just like they're playing. It doesn't sound like that, very robotic. Just everything's the same tempo, everything's the same velocity or uh, speed. So that's really why I do it like that, but that's what takes so long. So I can figure out what they're playing really quick, but I may record something, even just a very short 2 beats of a song. I might have to do it 20 times to get it to sound just like the recording. And I'll do a little bit of post production where just, clip this note a little bit with the MIDI or bring this note out a little bit more. I do some of that, but I try to avoid that as much as I can. So I just try to get it in the actual recording. So that's why, a song that I can figure out really quick might take 5, 6, 7, 8 hours to actually lay down because I'm trying to get it to sound exactly like whoever's playing, like you're hearing their recording. So that's how these are different, way different from like a sheet music where you see like uh, a lot of videos where it just sounds very, all the velocities the same and all the keys. It kind of sounds lifeless, and doesn't actually sound like the person's playing. So that's how these are different, and that's why they take so long. If you've ever had me like quote one, it literally would take, for an average song, probably at least 8 hours to do one, to get it the way I want it to be. And I'm pretty picky, so that's part of it too. Is I want it to be as perfect as I possibly can, and they're not perfect. I will say that. Sometimes I can't hear what's going on, and I have to guess or listen to other recordings and hear what they did on some other recordings that certain parts stand out more. So there's really no magic to it. Like I said, I rarely use stem splitters. I don't use any other software. To get the video the way you see it, there's an app called Cordy that I input the MIDI, and that's what you see at the bottom with the little piano roll. And you've got the little staff on the left-hand side that you can see the notes are popping up and going up and down, and it shows you the chord names on some of them. Um, that's an app you can download. I can't remember the name of the person, but it's called Cordy app. You can look it up, and it's a really cool software. It's mostly for teaching. And then I'll put it in Final Cut, and now I do the little, like the video in the background, which is I like that a lot. Just makes the experience a little bit cooler. And like I said before, a lot of you'll hear my playing over Elton's playing, and then I have kind of his voice isolated a little bit more so that you can hear his voice as a reference, and you'll hear the track in the background a little bit too, but typically you'll have the piano that I recorded a little bit more forward in the mix. So there's no magic software, and also, just in case you're wondering, like when I finish a song, I can't play that song all the way through. Like I might can chord it out, but I haven't memorized this, so I'm not sitting down and doing this all in one take at all. It really depends on the song. If it's a like a ballad, a slower ballad, I can probably record at one time. Like I said, 2, 3, maybe 4 measures if I'm lucky. If it's a super fast song, I may have to split it up where I'm just doing the right hand on certain sections and the left hand on certain sections and record them at different times. It really depends on the song, how hard they are to hear, how hard they are to play. So just so you know, I'm not sitting down and memorizing this whole thing and just playing along with it. That will never happen. So I hope that helps. I know there's probably some more questions about how I do that. And I have been doing this. I mean, I encourage you to do it. The reason I started doing this whole video and starting to share it was not, I mean, I'm glad I can share it, but I started it to challenge myself to be able to hear piano parts quicker, for when I'm out playing and doing other things. It's just helped develop my ears. So I really encourage you to get into transcribing, or just playing along with songs, recording them, and slowing them down, kind of like what you do with these videos as well. And I certainly hope they're helpful. Be sure to send me requests. Another just open book moment. I don't have a lot of time to do these. This is not a moneymaker for me or anything like that. So I love the requests, but this is very much when I have time to do it, and I don't have a lot of time. So just be patient. I'll try to send them out as soon as I can, and I appreciate all the requests and certainly all the encouragement that you send me. And hopefully, if the MIDI files are helpful, that's great. But I'm hoping the videos help a lot of people who don't want to fool with downloading the MIDI file and kind of get to see these fantastic players and do what they do best. So appreciate the support of the channel. If you have any more questions, like I said, send them in the comments, and I'll get to you as soon as possible. Have a great day. Thanks.